Welcome to an emergency meeting for Tuesday, September 8th, 2020 for the Lane County Board of Commissioners. We have two items, adjustments to the agenda, but mainly this is about emergency business. Are there any adjustments to the agenda? I don't see anything, so we'll move straight to emergency business. Regarding declaring a local emergency as a result of the McKenzie fire that started yesterday, September 7th, 2020. Mr. Mokrzycki, would you like to start us off?
Yes, thank you, Chair and Commissioners. Thank you for coming together so quickly today. I think as the board and our community knows, we had a number of emergency notifications that were provided yesterday on Labor Day for high winds and the high risk of wildland fire in the area. We did over the night have last night a fire began in the McKenzie Bridge area. It is currently referred to as the McKenzie fire. Based on satellite heat maps, the fire has affected approximately 55 square miles. That's approximately over 35,000 acres. There's poor visibility and heavy smoke that make the current assessment of the damage and impacts very difficult to gauge. The fire has traveled 13 miles overnight due to heavy winds. We continue to have high winds, low humidity, and high temperatures throughout today and expected for the next at least 24 hours, and the fire is still moving west. Hundreds of people have been evacuated. The town of Blue River has sustained catastrophic damage. According to one fire responder, it appears that at least 80 to 100 houses in Blue River were lost. We expect that other homes and businesses within the fire area have burned, and we should expect loss of life from this fire. I'll say that we have no confirmed loss of life, but I just want to reiterate that we should expect that. We have a level 3 evacuation, which is a go now evacuation. Notice has been issued for everyone from Walterville Elementary School to the McKenzie River Station. That's a 30-mile range. So Walterville Elementary School on the west to the McKenzie Ranger Station on the east is a level 3. We have a level 2 evacuation from the McKenzie Ranger Station east to Highway 20. And then we have a level 1 evacuation, which is a get ready. I'm just pulling up additional notes here. A be ready evacuation notice from Walterville Elementary School to Thurston Road. We do have shelters in place. A shelter is available at Thurston High School. There's also a shelter, this is on the west end of the fire, and there's a shelter for those on the east side of the fire at the Deschutes County Fairgrounds. Due to concerns about COVID-19, the shelters are welcoming individuals and then triaging them to additional resources, hotels or motels or other services that may be available. The Red Cross is staffing the shelters. And I think I'll leave it there, Chair. I want to say that in January, the Board of Commissioners took action to delegate authority to the county administrator and the county emergency manager to pursue conflagration agreements in the event of an emergency like this. And so that delegation was critical in our ability to respond and pursue that conflagration. We are now asking the board to declare an emergency given the widespread and significant impact of the fire and the expected continuation of loss of property and the potential for loss of life. So I'll pause there, and Mr. Dingle, our county counsel, is on the call, and I'm here as well and happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Steve.
Just one moment. If we can also get the resolution on the screen for everybody to see while you're speaking, that would be helpful. Go ahead, Mr. Dingle, and if you're not speaking, if you can mute, that would be helpful.
I don't think that's me, but yeah.
And then Commissioner Bozievich, can you mute? Oh, it just was saying that you were talking.
Go ahead, Mr.
So
Dingle.
yeah. So as Mr. Mokrohajski said, this is what we plan for with those emergency orders that we adopt and review every January. And so what it did is it allowed Ms. Winningham to quickly, because the delegated authority of the Emergency Operations Incident Commander, to sign those agreements once local resources were exhausted. She has the authority to work with local fire districts to protect areas that are not on state lands, not on federal lands, and not within the boundaries of the fire protection district. And she can enter into those agreements with local fire authorities to put out those fires. We are financially responsible for that. This just is a declaration specific to this emergency and gives Mr. Mokrohajski the emergency powers in Chapter 20 and the emergency spending authority. The other thing I would say is that just to make sure that the record is clear about this, this is the exception for, we need to state specifically what the reason for the emergency meeting is for the Oregon Public Meetings Act. There is an actual emergency. It requires very quick response. That's why we're doing this. We scheduled this just 1 hour after our regular Tuesday agenda setting, and time is of the essence so that Mr. Mokrohajski has the authority necessary to get the resources going to help mitigate this this situation. That's all I have, unless board members have a specific question of me.
Any questions? I'm just reading the resolution on the screen at the moment, and if you could scroll down maybe to the second half of the resolution so we could read it all, so we know what we're making a motion on. Up just
and Chair Buck, excuse me, it's not a resolution, it's a board order.
Thank you.
Chair, if you'd like us to read it, we certainly can do that. I mean, it's on the screen, but given the fact this is an emergency meeting, if you'd like to read it or you'd like me to read it, happy to go through it.
You want to read it? Go ahead, Mr. Mokrohajski, if you could.
This is order in the matter of, we don't have an order number yet, in the matter of declaring a local emergency as a result of the McKenzie fire that started September 7th, 2020. Whereas Lane County is experiencing a severe wildfire that has put lives at risk and caused widespread damage to private and public properties, and whereas temperatures and winds remain high and humidity remains low, causing the fire to burn rapidly throughout the McKenzie River corridor and will continue to place lives and properties at risk. And whereas the preliminary assessment of infrastructure damage is widespread and the county needs flexibility in managing resources under the existing emergency conditions, which may include waiving normal contract workforce bid requirements. And whereas the county needs to raise public awareness and involve the public in protecting their resources. And whereas Lane County concludes that the fire is of sufficient severity and magnitude to warrant a local emergency declaration. And whereas as a result of the damage caused by the fire, Lane County, the Lane County Administrator will need to authorize immediate spending to bring critical services to Lane County residents. And whereas the county anticipates it will request the governor to declare a disaster to augment local resources. Now therefore the Board of Commissioners of Lane County orders as follows. 1, that the local emergency exists as defined in Lane Code Chapter 20 throughout all of Lane County. And 2, all local resources are being expended and are insufficient to respond to the situation. 3, the county administrator is authorized under Lane Code Chapter 20 to spend up to $500,000 in responding to the effects of the wildfire. And 4, this declaration of local emergency shall remain in effect for 14 days. And if approved, this would be adopted the 8th day of September 2020.
Thank you very much. Is there a motion to approve Order 20-09-08-01 as presented? Commissioner Bozievich.
So moved. Second.
Okay, moved by Commissioner Bozievich, second by Commissioner Burney. Any discussion? Seeing none, I'll move to the vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 All those opposed say nay. Motion passes unanimously with Commissioner Sorensen on the phone. All right, that's all that we have for today. Keep your phones ready with you, Commissioners, should additional information come your way today. Thank you so much for being available at short notice. We are adjourned.
Godspeed, everyone.